I'm from the
Same place as trap music, this that first react music. They can't hold me back, I'm feeling good cause I'm black music. Can't nobody touch.
Good evening, happy Sunday, and welcome back to another episode of Cigar Sundays Live, where we define, examine, and analyze words, sayings, and phrases used in American culture. And tonight, we will be smoking on Fake It Until You Make It. So grab your thinking caps and get ready to smoke on words with two big nerds, myself, Chef Earl Pearl at DBCHEFTV, and the God, Ali Dawood L at BK Soul Farm. And we are the Cigarden Panel. Peace, God. How are you and the family doing?
Peace, God. Yo, we are absolutely blessed and highly favored, right? Like living in abundance in real time, right? Kind of catching us off guard a little bit, right? It's kind of a pleasant reality, right? So I encourage everybody to live within their means and check it out.
Man.
How about you, God? What you been up to?
First and foremost, that is always music to my ears, to hear that you and the family are doing in such spectacular, doing such spectacularness. There we go. You know, we on the show about words. We doing spectacularness out here, right? And one thing you mentioned, the last thing you mentioned about today's times, man. One of the things I want to be thankful for, piggybacking on that, was just that yesterday I had the chance to go celebrate a birthday with one of my elder cousins. You know, they've reached a little bit over the half a century mark.
Hey.
And then one of my other cousins, he a big cousin too. Mi primo grande specifically, he became a granddaddy. So, you know, we were celebrating life, the baby, the elder. We got to celebrate the youth and the elder in the same day. You know,
beautiful. So
that was really, you know, it was in a good place. It was in a real good place. And shout out to my whole family, you know, even the ones who cut up and had to leave early.
Hey, shout out to the fams.
You know,
yeah, we love them.
You know, it just made it seem so like home. You know, it wouldn't have been a family affair if somebody wouldn't have been like, today ain't about me. But we definitely got man, had an interesting week, and always blessed and thankful for another day. As always, everybody, y'all, please make sure to like and share this video. Also subscribe to the channel and hit the notification bell so when we go live, you never miss an episode of Cigar Sundays Live. Don't forget to head on over to www.bksoulfarm.com and pick up your copy of 1016 160 Self-Sustainability by Ali Dawood L, that brother right there. The link is in the description. And also, y'all, don't forget, each and every third Sunday, we give away $100 right here. But what you got to do to get that is you got to subscribe to DBCHEFTV on YouTube and put your name in the hat. We want to show love to y'all for showing love to us. So that's what you got to do. And speaking of the third Sunday, today is the third Sunday, isn't it?
It is.
So,
it is. Yeah, it is.
Yeah, I think it is. I think it's the third Sunday of the month.
Today's
so I
payday.
think, yeah, got to get somebody paid today.
Today's
so
payday. Hey.
I think what we're gonna go ahead and do is we're gonna get this winner out here on stage. So.
Dinner.
Yeah, shout out to Dr. Mo Lamb
Hey.
Thank you so much for being a subscriber to our channel, to our content. Always in the comment sections. Just thank you so much. It helps us get this content to other people like yourself, and it makes us feel good that we not just, we're not just doing it, So thank you once again for being a subscriber to the channel, and yeah, you gotta make sure that you send your information, your Cash App information to Chef Pearl at DBCHEFTV, and I'm gonna get you paid. So that's how we doing that. And yeah, let's go ahead and get into tonight's smoke. So tonight's questions for Fake It Until You Make It are: number one, what do you think of when you hear the saying? We just put an acronym up here, y'all. It's Fake It. It's FIU. It's FIU. Why me? FIU. Why me? Okay. Fake it until you make it. I don't know if the youth if using it like that, but hey, we coming up with some stuff, and
Me.
FIU, why me? I don't know.
Why
But
me?
yeah, so what do you think of when you hear the saying, fake it until you make it? Number two, is there ever a time that fake it until you make it is necessary? Yes or no, and why? Then third, how do social norms, social media, music, and movies influence fake it until you make it? Fourth, what are some things a person can do to not feel like they have to fake it till they make it? And then last but never least, is the saying, fake it until you make it bad, good, or misunderstood? And you know what you got to do? You got to stick around until the end of the show for the Cigar Panel to let you know. We always encourage everybody who is in the live chat to chat about it. Let us know, exchange your insights. Okay. We want to know. We're gonna interact with you during the show. And if not, then drop it in the comment section below. Also, y'all, I forgot to say something. I be rushing sometimes. Okay.
It'd be like that. It'd be like that.
But let me let y'all know. We got DB Chef TV merch. We got BK Soul Farm merch. And if money's tight, it's all right. What we need them to do, God?
Smash that like.
Smash that like button. That's all we need y'all to do. All right. Let's get into our first questions. What do you think of when you hear the saying, fake it until you make it? The guy Ali Dawoodel at BK Soul Farm.
Peace, God.
Peace, God.
So I actually think of two things, right? I'm gonna start with the positive first. I'm gonna say it's inspirational, right? What I wrote down, forward thinking. You make a plan, and like a vision board. You write down the things that you need to accomplish. You set a actual like a real goal that you want to achieve and reach for yourself, and you actually act like you've achieved it already, right? Because you're walking in that direction. So you're not thinking about any obstacles between here and there as negatives per se. Instead, you approach them as either learning lessons or just part of the process, right? And you just go through it because the point is to reach the end, right? So I look at that as faking it till you're making it, because you keeping yourself focused on your goal, and while you're going through the BS possibly, right? You're not letting that distract you from the end, right? So I look at that as one way of fake it till you make it. The second way, I look at it as imposters, people who don't qualify, but are personable, right, and do enough, and might actually take from somebody who is more qualified and deserving, but maybe not as personable, right? And their goals just so happen to just be different, right? And in their process to their success of, be it CEO or presidency or whatever status they're trying to achieve, they're willing to do whatever they can, step over anybody they have to, or hurt whoever they have to get there, right? And
Is that faking it though? Because they stepping on ish, like the youth say. They stepping on and they standing on business when they. So that there is some action to get to a goal.
yeah.
From that particular perspective.
So I guess up until they start stepping, it's faking it till you make it.
Until they start stepping, yeah. Okay.
Right, because it's not because instead of actually preparing themselves for the position that they actually want to be, right? Like I think you can go to like CEO school and stuff like that. I think you can actually like, isn't that what Harvard and Yale is all about? And Princeton and
nah. That's still get a job. that's still employee with a gold star on your resume. That's not.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Your family, like on that note, your family has to have a business that they sent you to school for. That
that's true.
You're going, and you don't need to go to Harvard or Princeton or Yale, or it's good because then your social network would be a little different. Your friends that has family that can possibly invest and help you grow your business or any ventures that so you get more access to people. But
that's what I'm saying. They social.
But if you coming from Tompkins Projects, Marcy, Bushwick, you know what I'm saying? And you get to go to Yale or Harvard, like your parents don't have no connects. You are the first one to make it.
You're the connect.
Yeah, you trying to become that, you're trying to become the one who changes the dynamic for the rest of the family,
Yeah, nah. But that's what I got. Like I got the inspirational cat that's trying to actually be prepared for the situation. And then I got the person who is more focused on the social networking and relying on other people to maintain their livelihood than their actual skill set themselves, right? Which is why I call imposter, like being an imposter, because I think that's dangerous as an adult, because if you constantly have to rely on somebody, I mean, unless you just are cool with being a dependent or being a dependent status, then that's fine. But for me, I prefer freedom, right? I prefer doers and people that's gonna actually make a difference, that stand on business. That's what I got.
No doubt. No doubt. So right now, y'all, we are answering our first question of the evening. What do you think of when you hear the saying, fake it until you make it? Man, well, the first thing that comes to my mind is just a whole bunch of phony, perpetrating, frauding, faking. Nothing really that gives you anything that's going to be substantial, and then when I look at, like, when I just look back in life and look at things, look at myself first, like, where have I ever faked it to make it? And I would put myself in like certain situations and I'm like, well, I could say that I was faking it to make it, But was I? Because I actually had to do it. I actually had to be it and embody it in order for me to, like you were saying in that first part, reach that goal. So whether my heart was in it or not, my actions still had everybody else thinking that that's what it was, you know, to the point where that's what I was doing. So it wasn't really fake. Um, most of another thing that comes to mind is like wearing fake jewelry, um, having a persona, you know, trying to give an imagery that I'm this when you're really not there yet. Like when you talk about trying to reach that goal. So like if I see that if it's a young person, they trying to be a rapper. Okay. Um, and I ain't picking on rappers. I'm just saying like we seen that a lot in the culture where people wear fake jewelry, and it is I don't want to get too far ahead in the questioning, but where we see like, you know, people will encourage, I gotta fake it till I make it. But it's like in that environment, people don't know the business. People don't know that it's somebody else has to believe in you. Okay. Unless you are willing to do the work on your own, and then you have to do the work of learning it. So that way you don't start off as an employee, you come in like a boss. And what the boss is emblematical of is not, it's representational of and actual and factual of, is that you actually took the time, learned what was necessary for you to be a boss, learned what to do. You learned how functions work, how marketing, how promotions, how advertisements, you know, all these little different things. You learn the different dynamics. So it wasn't like somebody just put some makeup on me and some jewelry on me and then, you know, smack me on the hind parts and tell me, you know, get out there and twerk, you know. Um
That'd
so
be terrible.
so
that'd be terrible.
I mean, but it's like that though, you know, it's really like that, for real, because you'll have a person that come in, they don't have anything. They, you know, they may have talent. I don't want to, you know,
they just might not be sociable.
But they might, but it's a business.
Correct.
You know? So the fact that it's a business makes it where this person just has talent, and they think that their talent is and a look. They think that if they have the talent and a look, then that's what's going to propel me. Okay. But they don't know that, you know, radio is paid for, you know, videos are paid for, you know, like the stuff we hear is because the money is behind that. You know, if you want a Billboard #1, what's your bankroll look like?
Correct.
How much you got for it? You know, and you can do that coming out the streets if you have enough money, you know, or if you are on a major label where they have that, you know, what people always refer to as a machine behind them. So and then people will even say, well, you know, they wearing fake jewelry, this, that, and the third. Like it's so crazy. And I'm just talking about what I think of when I hear it, what comes to mind. Like people will even say, like, well, they wearing fake jewelry, they wearing this, they wearing that. I'm just like, okay, well, understanding how it works, if you get an advance, like, do you really have the money to go and buy a whole bunch of jewelry to look like whoever you look up to?
Correct.
You know, so that would kind of be foolish. You know, you get 200,000, 300 bands, you know, and you go buy $150,000 worth of jewelry and a whip, like, like you done, you pop, you know, like you ain't got no more, you know, and people think that that's so much money and just have no clue that like you can spend $300,000 in a day, you know, like in an hour in one purchase, buying the specific thing. So yeah, so like faking, flawed, you know, perpetrating, um Lack of integrity, you know, like it's faking, it's not real. You know, I think do people do that with like fake apologies, you know, like in life, people, when people apologize to you and they make it try to sound like sincere, but then they do the same thing over again, like that's fake, you know. But I'm like, what are you trying to make though? To another letdown, to another distrusting moment, interaction with that person? I don't know. So I look at it from so many different dynamics where it's like, okay, I see the positive one, the faking it, but I'm just like, I don't know. Even though we speaking, like even thinking, like I'm gonna fake something, you know, is that self sabotaging? Even just thinking I'm gonna be fake with something, because I'm worried about, because like if I'm faking it, right? Like I'm worried about if somebody's gonna find out if I'm faking, you know. So it's like, do you even fake it? You know, like, do you even, is that even, what are you gonna make the fake? So
You ain't lying, God.
you know, like what you gonna make with the fake? You know, like you always gonna, you gonna always be living in, you're always gonna be trying to feel like you got exposed or something. You know,
Because even if you start farming today and you ain't never farmed ever in your life, you can call yourself a farmer because you're farming.
because you're farming, right?
It don't take 20 years.
It doesn't take 20 years, but you have to do it though. You have to,
You have to do it though.
yeah, like you have to be, you have to be prescribed, you know, like you got to be on it. Like you say, you know, you got to be, what type of time you on, you got to be on that type time for somebody to believe that you're not faking, you know, because if you ain't on that type time, then you faking, right?
Correct.
Yeah, that's what I get. You know. So, you know, because it's cap, you know, faking it till you make it is cap. You know, you don't own that, you leasing that, you know what I'm saying? You know, you got on $10,000 worth of clothes, you got a $20,000 bag, you know, but we're gonna get into that. We're gonna get into that. So yeah, y'all. So let us know what you think of when you hear the saying "fake it to make it." Just let us know what you think of in the chat or the comment section below, depending on when you're watching the show. We're gonna do something unique tonight. Fake it till you make it. I tried to look up a definition for it. Okay, and of course, it's not in the dictionary at all. It is something that humans that we made up. Okay, but we didn't want it to be taught scholarly. We wanted it to be just taught colloquially, right?
Know what I mean? Know what I mean?
Know what I'm saying? So, so, so what we're gonna do is we're gonna go to Google and we're gonna look at what Google or AI gives us, and then we're gonna go and look at some clips around the internet and see what people are saying about fake it to make it. So let's go ahead and bring up this Google. Okay, so Google AI says fake it till you make it. It's not even until. So it's just straight, you know, it's slang. It's not even until. They're not even using fully spelled words. Means adopting the mindset and projecting the confidence of someone who has already mastered a skill or achieved a goal. The concept operates on the idea that acting as if you are capable can help you actually build that confidence and competence over time. So they say some key applications and distinctions are building confidence, which people use this strategy to push through self-doubt. By acting with assurance, you can reduce anxiety in new situations like public speaking or starting a new job, and eventually internalize that confidence. Okay. Then it says then it says it's not a substitute for integrity. Okay. Experts and career coaches emphasize that this mindset is for projecting courage, not for lying or fabricating credentials. Deceiving others about your qualifications can severely damage your credibility. All right. And then they gave us some helpful alternatives here. It says instead of faking competence, professionals often recommend focusing on your existing strengths, maintaining and continuous learning mindset, or walking the talk by actively behaving as the person that you want to become. You know? So
grand opening.
So, you know, by walking the talk, by behaving as the person you want to become. So if you aren't behaving any differently, then you are what you are, you know? So y'all let us know what y'all think of that. That's what we got from that. And yeah, we don't have any more definition of fake it to make it, but we're going to go online and see. So we have a few clips here we're going to go through, and I'm going to stop these after each clip, guys, so we can, you know, give a little reaction to it.
Word up.
Should you fake it till you make it? Well, I don't like this expression, but there are two sides. First, if by fake it till you make it, you mean having the courage to try new things, put yourself out there, even if you don't feel ready yet, then yes, that's about your mindset. Like with public speaking, you might feel nervous, but you convince yourself to do it anyway. Nobody feels 100% ready at first. You have to push yourself. However, if when you say this, you mean faking your competence to convince others, then you should do this. Don't pretend to know things, exaggerate qualifications, or manipulate your resume or job titles to make it sound like you have an experience level you don't. Never fake substance. Real professionals will see right through that, and it'll kill your credibility.
What you think,
I think he's right and wrong at the same time. And I say wrong because I think that he's talking intelligence to intelligent people, but there's more dummies listening to him. And people are having a hard time, are having a hard time distinguishing on their resume if they really are qualified, right? Or if they are preparing themselves, right? Because if it's all in their mind and how they manipulate it anyway, like it's tricky, right? But I agree with him though, right? Like you know, if you want to push yourself forward, that's one thing. But if you actually want to say that, hey, I'm a whole surgeon. You know what I'm saying?
How do you fake that though? How do you?
I think you would have at least with the medical school, you know, somewhere on there. And
man, how do you fake that?
Can't
you know?
fake that, right? Like, I would hope.
I mean, you might be able to fake that for an admin job, but you're not gonna fake that to go in surgery, because then it's like, what are you doing? You know.
But
I think we've
seen
seen
there was a dude in Atlanta that was a fake dentist and stuff like that. He was doing like the whole fake dental work and whatnot, like killing the game.
But he was doing dental work, right?
Correct. He just was not credentialed.
Right. So to me, he was a dentist.
He was doing dental work. That's true.
Right. He was a dentist. He just was not a certified, licensed, able to practice dentist. But he knew what he was doing. You know, so he would have been better served, like maybe going around to people like, hey, y'all got bad, you know, driving through the hood, like, man, your grill is toe up. Let me help you.
like a mobile barber.
Yeah, you know, like a mobile barber, the mobile dentist. You know, I come to the crib, clean you up and everything. You know, I think he would have made out better like that. Versus, you know, he probably wouldn't have went to jail if he did go to jail.
Yeah, right.
But yeah, let's go ahead. Let's go to the next one though.
Maybe it's just a matter of semantics, but faking it till you make it is like pretending you can't do something, full on acting, and then hopefully it'll catch up. And I don't believe in that. What I do believe in is pushing your limits. So for example, I've seen it done in meetings from other people. I've definitely done it when somebody in a meeting says, can you do this? And you think to yourself, oh, that's going to be hard. If I were responsible, I'd be like, no, that's too hard or that's too aggressive. But I've gone, yes, I can do that. And then I've gone and pushed my boundaries and realized I'm actually capable of doing that. So I do believe in pushing boundaries. I do believe in over-promising and then actually delivering. So if that's fake it till you make it, sure. But I think it's more like push your boundaries and realize you're capable of more.
Okay. Push your boundaries and realize you're capable of more. But he said he was in an office setting and it was a task being delegated. And, you know, and like, you don't want to be the one who mess up the task, you know?
Like the one thing I focused on what he was saying, and it's kind of the tricky part, right, is the semantics, right? Because that's what I was saying with the last person. Like, you have to really be honest in the first place, right? That's why integrity is such a big a key factor in all this stuff, because if you're not, you will flip the circumstances that you in and actually, you know, lie to your boss and say that you can, you know, produce some blueprints, right?
And then be mad when you get fired.
And then be mad when you get
right. It wasn't like I told a big lie. It was just a little small lie.
I thought I could do it, right? Like, you know,
it didn't get mad when somebody call you, but you're a liar because you lied.
You said you was an architect. Yeah. You ain't say you was going to get a hold of an architect. You said you was actually going to produce some blueprints, right?
Exactly. And you didn't.
And you didn't.
Okay.
Well, when it comes to confidence, you want to fake it until you make it. There is no difference to the observer between real confidence and fake confidence. Like, for the most part, when we're speaking to someone, we cannot tell whether they're actually confident or whether they're just pretending to be confident. Real confidence and fake confidence looks pretty much identical. Fake it till you make it kind of implies that you're pretending up until the point that you're not pretending anymore. And one alternative way of thinking about confidence is that.
Okay. What you think, God? With confidence, can you fake confidence?
I mean, you can practice and just get over it, right? But that's kind of like what he's saying. Like, you fake it until you're not faking it no more. It's kind of like smile until, I don't know, like it's cute, right? Like, right. But I think I think basically what he was just saying is you know, you just gotta, you just can't skip leg day, and you gotta practice even though it's hard, and eventually it just won't be hard anymore. So
I could dig that. You know how I interpret it is like, you could play tough until you get punched in the face. Now you actually have to demonstrate. You know.
At least hit back one more time.
You know,
yeah.
I don't know. I mean, that's the confidence. You know, I mean, I can stand on the side of the swimming pool and be like, I'll swim all y'all till somebody come by like, shut STUF STFU and push you in the pool, and now you like, don't be a life raft, right? Don't be a life ring. You know, so it's like, I don't know if I definitely don't agree with him with that confidence thing. Like, you should, I don't know how to fake confidence. I don't get that. Maybe I'm too older, and then in my youth I was too curious of stuff.
Correct.
You know, so confidence was just natural for me to be, you know, like, not nosiness, but wanting to learn, wanting to be good at whatever I was doing, even if I ain't had no business doing it, you know. But confidently, like, yeah, I could do that. Yeah, I could do that. I could do that too. I could do that too. You know, I could do that better than you doing it. You know what I'm saying? So like, I hadn't did anything, but I'm confident once I learn, you'll watch me work. You know, so make sure to smash that like button, y'all.
There's this popular saying that fake it till you make it. What does that actually mean? In my opinion, I don't think you need to fake being you. The most important thing you can do as a business owner, as an entrepreneur, as a thought leader is to be your authentic self, to be transparent, to be vulnerable, and to share your story. No one else can be you. No one else has your story. So stop faking it till you make it. Just go out there and be you. That's my advice. That's what I wanted to tell you today. I hope you're having an amazing Monday, and I'll see you guys on the next one.
Yeah, I let him rock all the way out with that one, you know. You know, because I was feeling that guy. Like, just be you, you know.
Be you.
Yeah, like, and if you a POS in real life, then we know you ain't faking. You know what I'm saying? If you struggle with things in life, everybody do. We know you ain't faking. Like, you know, like that's you know, but don't you know, don't be one of them people who like, yeah, I'm this, and you really ain't that. You know, that's faking all the way. You know, even when it'd be funny like how people would try to put stuff on you. People would try to attach things to you, not realizing like how fake they are. You know, when it's like that person ain't even never exemplified nothing like that.
Correct.
And you want to put that on that person. You know, like really, what's going on with you? You know, is it to take distractions off of you? Cause you faking like you really, you know, like you really on point, but you not, and then you want that person because you see that they on point, but
as you saying this, I'm hearing the words "your little business." Right, like that's what I hear when I'm hearing you right now.
Business.
Yeah. Like they that's how they put down. They like you faking it, right? Like you don't have a real business. You got a little business, right? They saying that that's them saying that you faking it and trying to make it, right?
Okay.
Yeah. So listening to you just now,
okay.
right? Because of that, because that whole what's lacking in them got me thinking like, yeah, like they mad because you actually got a business.
Absolutely, yeah.
Right, like it's not even a hustle. It's not a side hustle. You're actually paying taxes. You actually got an EIN.
Yeah,
you actually got paperwork.
It's a real business. It's a real business. We could be me and the IRS. We straight.
we straight. You know what I'm saying?
We straight.
Right, but they would say your little business.
Yeah, they will. You know, but anytime a person doesn't have anything going on for real for themselves, you know, it almost seems that that's normal for people to have to hate, you know, to say that, because what Cat Williams say if people not hating on you, then you're not doing nothing for real. Right. You know, I don't like that. I don't like it. I don't like the fact that that's true, you know, because
should be envious.
I came up in that era of each one teach one, even though we wasn't always teaching everything the right stuff. You know, we want to always encouraging the right things to do, right. But you did have people that did, you know, and whether you chose to listen to it or not, you know, I don't think that has changed today, modern day. You know, it's still some people that's giving people some game. They just choosing not to listen to it. You know, they might get stuck on how it was said versus what was said. So we have all these little caveat things that allow people to embrace faking it instead of embracing making it. Smash that like button, family.
People here fake it till you make it, but that's not true. Fake it till you make it. What's, again, the whole approach here? Examine the assumption. It's assuming that you're being real right now. What if you're being fake right now? What if you being stifled is you being fake? Instead of fake it till you make it, it's act real until you remember. And that's the thing. It's like, I'm not charismatic, and we assume that that's us being real. Instead of saying, wait a minute, that's just me being stifled. If I identify all the things that stifled, I release it, then I can unleash that charisma.
How about that? He talking about charisma.
Mm-hmm.
He said, remember it. And he said,
act real until you remember, God.
Act real until you remember it. Was that a jewel though? Act real till you remember. No. I would have, you know, I'm so over. You know,
I like it though, right?
I don't know. I love it, guy. I love it, but I don't know why it would have landed so hard if he would have cursed at the end of it. I don't know why. I don't know why. I just needed an accent on the end of it, but I loved it the way it was. Though. Real till you remember.
Yeah, that at the end of the day, like this is all us playing tricks on our minds, right, and making us overcome a fear or a lack, right, and basically how you do it determines if it's positive or negative, I guess, right? Like again, if you're gonna fake your resume and actually lie, like that's the wrong way, obviously. But if you're building confidence because you want to be the best surgeon, and you gotta, I don't know what surgeons got to do to be good surgeons, cut a lot of things up, and you actually out there cutting things up, in front of everybody, saying, look at me as I cut this thing perfectly, and you got your witnesses or whatever, then I kind of think that you're on your way to being a great surgeon. Right. So that's semantic thing, right? It's just funny.
It do get tricky sometimes, but I don't know. To me, fake never gets tricky.
Yeah, I know, right? That's fun. That's why I like act real, because like don't act real, just be real.
Be real, right? I mean, but and there goes semantics. Let your actions be real.
Let your actions be real.
But what people really be faking.
People really be fake. They really be acting.
They be acting like they
putting on old characters.
Like they stand up, but then they really not. And they get people to buy. What Bob Marley said: you can fool some people sometime, but you can't fool all the people all the time.
Yeah.
So.
Fake it till you make it. Have you heard this? I'm sure about it. You know what? I don't like this statement. Because when you say fake it till you make it, you're actually attaching fake word for your progress, for your success. Now, when you look at fake as a word, that itself has so much negative connotations, right? When you think of faking, you actually feel like an imposter. That is not something that you want when you're progressing on your path to success. What you want is work it till you make it. How about making sure that you find out what are the gaps that you have in your space, skill-wise, mindset-wise, attitude-wise, that you need to fill up so that you can make it to the level of success that you aspire for. So find out what are the strategies and skills that you need in your life to get there. Take action. Don't fake it till you make it. Work it till you make it.
Work it till you make it.
No, I'm pro that, God. You know what I'm saying?
How you like that one, God?
I like that, right? Because I'm pro action. I'm pro working it, right? Because works if you work it. Like that's just a true statement that if it works if you work it, like it just will.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? It just will.
Absolutely. So let's go ahead and get into our second question, y'all. Make sure to smash that like button, please, and thank you, with a cherry on top. Is there ever a time that faking until you make it is necessary? Yes or no, and why? Let us know in the comment section or in the chat, y'all. In the chat, let us know. Let's check out who's in here. Shout out, Bug. What up, Bug? What up, cuz?
What up?
Yes, indeed. Is there ever a time fake it till you make it is necessary, God?
Nah, son. Like I'm pro keeping it real. realism, honesty and integrity, and being the best version of yourself doesn't require fakeness, right? In fact, being the best version of yourself 100% requires you to be honest and truthful and sincere, right? Like, with yourself and everybody, like the whole situation, you got to approach sincerely and honestly, right? Like, you know what, boss? I've never done that before, but I'll give it a shot, right? Not instead of, yes, I can do that. And now you got this whole expectation of this successful project. I mean, you still want success from me, keep an eye on me, give me some assistance. But know that I ain't never did this before. You know what I'm saying? Like,
God, what about the sincerely, honestly fake mofos though? Like,
it don't be sincere if he's fake. He's not sincere if it's fake, right? Like,
they sincerely fake though. They sincerely lack integrity. They sincerely dishonest. They sincerely lie. You know what I'm saying?
That's true.
They sincerely lie because they'll try to lie on you or lie on anything to get whatever they to reach their goal. There's no integrity,
That's realism.
Even if they get a fake win, they think like it's a win, but then it's like I lied. I mean, and I understand a criminal knows when they committing criminal activity, so it's all fair in love and war.
Correct.
But when we talking about trying to be better versions of ourselves, right? It's like, what about that? Like I think I've met people who are sincerely fake, who are sincerely dishonest, who are sincerely, lacking, real spine, having some type, lacking integrity. Like,
you just go with the wind.
Yeah, like it's just
there's a whole lot of wiggle with that one.
I heard you say one time before, like, people in survival mode, right? And I get that narrative of the fake it until you make it with, the survival mode, but it's just like that should only be to catch food. That shouldn't be on your friend, your family, your neighbor, somebody who ain't trying to take no food off your plate.
Yeah, but that's the problem, like we talked about though, right? That's the problem with the struggle and that struggle mindset, right? Because like it'll make you stay in the survival mode, thinking that is the culture. And if you move outside of survival mode and you start thriving, now you might actually qualify for being called bougie or sedity, or now you done moved on up and now you think you better than somebody else, and not that
might be in certain areas of life, like
right. But
I ain't never got mad at a woman and said she was better than me because she could have a baby. I can't do that
at all.
You know what I'm saying?
And don't want to.
Yeah, and thank God I ain't never had to deal with a menstrual cycle. You know what I'm saying?
Hell nah, son.
So like, I don't get it, but then people say, "Oh, that's different." Why is that different? That's something that we ain't even had no choice in. So that means you choosing to be a hater, to look at somebody and be like, "Oh, they got this, or why they gotta have this, or why they got like." So
that's
you choose.
A great point, God.
So you're choosing to be a hater. You see what I'm saying? Choosing to be a hater for no reason other than just you full of hate. You hate yourself.
And that's it, right? You literally that's that evil spirit person, right? That person that is just a low vibrational, just a deceitful, lying ass, person that just want to go out there and just steal other people's happiness, right? Because that's all they're trying to do, is just to mess up your environment so that your happiness is disrupted. Because how dare you thrive? Like, why are you thriving?
Why are you thriving? Like, because I'm working it until I make it.
You know what I'm saying? I keep working. I keep showing
working.
up every single day, right? And showing my best face, right? And being the best version of myself, right? I only got the one face. Like I don't put on a different face for a different group of people, right? Like I am who I am, and I show up, and it's like this is what it is, right? Like I'm not disrespectful. I'm not going out there trying to hurt or harm nobody. I'm not trying to be tougher than I need to be or tougher than I am, right? Like there's no need to prove anything. Like come on, son. Like we done been through wars, and if it's not flying at me, you ain't got to worry about it coming back at you, right? Like so, it ain't no issues.
Misery loves company. Some people just want to be left TF alone.
You know
what I'm saying? That's it.
You know what I'm saying?
Don't put your social habits or your social needs on mine. You know what I'm saying? Live your life. I'ma live mine. You know, trust me. Like, plus I was already doing it. You know, so let's get to this third question, God. Y'all let us know what y'all think in the comment section. Is there ever a time that faking until you make it is necessary? Yes or no, and why? We want to know. You know, we want to know. We not the gurus. We don't know everything. We learning, and you may have a difference of opinion. You may have a different insight. We want to hear it. Let us know in the comment section. Question number 3. How do social norms, social media, music, and movies influence fake it until you make it?
I think that first part of that, the social norms, is the problem. Because what happens is what is put in social media and the music and the movies gets played in repetition so often, and gets symbolized and laid on top of so many other things that it seems like it's the way to be and it's the way to act. It seems like it's portraying proper lifestyle choices. It's like it's portraying what success is, how the people should see success, how the people should see love, how the people should see happiness, right? And things like that. And when those things are all fabrications and come from I'm gonna say a wicked, evil place, right? Then it can only have everybody wanting to be the wrong thing, right? And now you got a whole bunch of people talking about, let me introduce you to my little friend, right?
Say hello to my little friend.
You know what I mean? Talking about, mama, I made it. I'm on top of the world. Like everybody wanna, everybody saying all the gangsterous, Billy the Kid, I make you famous lines and repeating it, trying to say all the toughest things. And nobody's saying the Rain Man lines.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Nobody's saying the helping hand line. Nobody's saying none of the things that actually produce greatness for society in general. Like we aspire to repeat the negativity because it's promoted as sexy, it's promoted as profitable, it's promoted as success.
To be ignorant, right?
To be ignorant, to be degenerate.
To be degenerate. Episode 119. Y'all go check that out. Streaming live right now on Cigar Sundays and TV and at BK Soul Farm. Y'all go check that out.
So you know what I mean? So that's what I think. I think that first part, that social norms part, like is the key factor to why faking until you make it is bad. Because like again, if you just something as simple as MTV Cribs and the people not realizing or not knowing that all, if not most of those residences and furniture were all rentals and not actually the the actual possessions of the artist or the said homeowners, right? And have people actually aspiring to live like that and putting everything on the line. And I think it's just dangerous, right? Because if it's not productive and it's not moving society forward, then it's dangerous.
No doubt. So definitely, you said MTV. Shout out to Red Man, because his crib won't rent it. That
was his crib, right? And that's the crib that's the one that everybody remembers out of all of the episodes of MTV Cribs. That's the one house.
Shout out to Funk Dr. Spock, man. Funk Doctor. You know, we love you over here, man. Real hip hop all day. We on question number 3, y'all. How do social norms, social media, music, and movies influence fake it until you make it? Oh man, let us know what y'all think in the chat or the comment section. Social norms. So like I had this conversation with my wife, right? Thinking about this fake it till you make it thing. And I was like, you know, just on the social norm, I was like, you know what? I said, like, social norms, I said, you know, like, it's not a bad thing, but have we ever looked at like how makeup and girls getting dolled up? All right, like, and even now, you know, guys can get surgery and stuff too. So we're not picking on the women, but like they started it. They said it was more common for a woman to have a wig than it was now. In the new school, you know, I can go get a hot top fade tomorrow. You know what I'm saying? Like we can come back next Sunday like kid and play. I had a joy too, you know. So but that, you know, but that wasn't common for guys, but guys were lying. You know, guys were lying about that. Oh, I got a car. I remember my first like real girlfriend. Like I lied and was just like, yeah, I got a car. You know what I'm saying? And she set up a date and then it was time to go. And then she like, now her mom calling my mom like, he ain't coming to pick her up. Mom's like, he don't have no vehicle. What are you talking about? You told that girl you got a car. I'm like, damn. I'm all dressed up with nowhere to go, you know what I'm saying? But like, so, you know, I throw myself under the bus first because we don't want the ladies think we talking down. But like a woman to have on a wig, lashes, lipstick, makeup, all this stuff, and then it's like that's what you meet. But then, you know, once you get into it, you like, damn, like that's not even you. Like you don't even look like the person I met. You know, so is that as I said, is that a fake it until you make? Is that a fake it until you get the guy? You know, even though we know, you know, well, I'm under the impression that like if a woman like you, you know what I'm saying, like she ain't gonna give you her time if she don't like something about you anyway. You know, a woman is not going to give you her attention if she does not like you, you know? So that's what, or she's interested, because why would you? You know what I'm saying? If you don't care, you know, like, why are you even putting energy into somebody you don't care about? You know what I'm saying?
Gotta
like,
be something.
that ain't on your mind, you know? So like, I don't know, maybe that's just the way I think about it. But
it sounds logical to me.
It sounds logical, right? Like you must like him if you're gonna give him a date, you know what I'm saying? If you're gonna allow him to call you, you know, if you wanna, I don't know, plug his ear in the classroom or, you know, whatever, you know what I'm saying? Because you want his attention, right? So and I think that vice versa for guys too, you know, he's pursuing a woman or whatever the gender is in a relationship. When you like somebody, you want to give them your attention. So, you know, but you're not going to be faking it. You know, that's not faking it. So when we look at that, you know, that's where I see a standard, kind of like a cultural thing that's been created that is accepted. Because, you know, even with just recently we've seen all this stuff in the socially, right, moving to the social media, where we see like them saying boycott this, boycott that, boycott these, all these boycott narratives of other ethnicity business owners. We still don't see a slowdown of Black women in particular who that message was going out to, to not get their toes and their nails and that yaki like they, like they want to beautify and edify them, to beautify themselves. So so I think that, because that norm is just ingrained, where nappy ain't happy no more. It's only a few selective women, like we look at those like the women who really embrace themselves, who like really don't have any desire to try to blend in with some, European aspect or narrative. They looking at it like, I'm gonna embrace who I am, the natural part of myself with, and that's not faking it. That's not saying like I gotta go get, get that, what they call it, the hair slayed, and they got to get slayed and get their face beat and all the, all these that's what they call it, getting their face beat. Yeah, I didn't know that. I got some girl cousins that
makeup on.
Yeah, face beat.
I thought that was the old boy that was punching his face.
It's kind of like that, Clavicula. They going clavicula situation. I don't know. I just let my soul know. I don't know. Thank you, mama, daddy, grandmama, granddaddy, all y'all. You know what I'm saying? Everybody along the line, But yeah, but then with the music, and what we was talking about in the movies, going along with the question, in the music, it's like what we talked about earlier, where it's just like, dress up so you can look this role, and people will buy into the image and they'll think that you're this, but in real life, you really not, when you go and look at when you talk to your accountant is like, hey, you may not even be at the point where you can afford an accountant yet. You still trying to go do shows, and you still even haven't learned how to manage your money correctly, because you're spending fast. You're spending faster than you earning it, because you got an entourage, because you got all these people, you got this image, this fake ass image that you want to keep up, because you're thinking that that's what you need in order to carry you to whatever next level. And then all movies is acting, like I think people forget that movies, television shows, they're all acting. It's all scripted, from Love and Hip Hop, that cultural thing of dysfunction, arguing, throwing drinks, and freaking and fighting, fighting and freaking, makeup, romance, just toxicity. Like you can't just be loving all the time, like, yeah, you can have everybody has situations that come across that you need to discuss things, but they don't even have to be discussed negatively. Nobody needs to get called out their name. Nobody needs to get angry to the point where it's like, we forgot, like, are we forgetting right now that we're going to still be together tomorrow?
Or right after these words,
or right after whatever this is, so like, so why do it have to go there? Like, dial it down a little bit, control yourself. Stop faking like you going somewhere, or you out, or like you really that mad, so it does have an effect. It does have influence, and I think we all experience it and see it in our day-to-day lives, and you just can't get away from it. I think it is a part of American culture, and it's being embraced, unfortunately. Lack of integrity.
It's on repeat, God.
Yeah, the lack of integrity, being manipulative. We see this playing out daily. So y'all let us know what y'all think. How do social norms, social media, music, and movies influence fake it until you make it? Let us know in the chat or the comment section below, depending on when you're watching the show. And please smash that like button Moving on to question number 4. What are some things a person can do to not feel like they have to fake it until they make it?
Yeah, that's easy. They just got to be honest. It's just go back to that integrity, right? If you wake up every single day and are appreciative that the sun is shining for you, that the air in your lungs is circulating, allowing you to move your body forward, right, towards your day, right? And you actually leave your house saying, hey, I want to be the best version of myself, right? That don't mean, and you actually understand and accept that the best version of yourself don't mean the best person on the planet Earth. It don't mean the best person in the universe. It don't mean that you are the Christ or the Messiah, right? Like you just doing your best, right? And and with that, we have to accept that sometimes, right, that our best may not be good enough in a situation, right? We have to be willing to step aside or ask for help because our best may get us here when it calls for here. And I might need assistance to get here, right? Because on my own, I can only do this, right? And that just takes honesty. That just takes integrity. That just recognize that you're not trying to be better than anybody else, just trying to be the very best version of yourself. Because if you don't get here, at least, right? If you don't even try to get here, everybody that can help you get here won't, because you didn't even get here, right? You didn't even do your part, right? So all you got to do is just be honest, do your part, be the very best version of yourself, and it will work out.
Yep, no doubt, God. Be the very best version of yourself. Be honest, and it will work out. You know, I think it's difficult for people to do that.
Why?
Yeah, I do, God. I think it's just difficult for people to be, because nobody values integrity anymore. They just value how they can get over. You know, it's more about getting over nowadays, I think, than being straight up, than being honest.
I agree.
And I just see more people doing that than people just like, you know what? Accountability. You know, like let me just grab some accountability for myself. You know, let me see. Did I mess up? Did I do something? Could I have done something different? Could I have done something different? Could I have acted different? Could I have responded different? And I think there's a lack of that going on, proliferating throughout American culture right now, you know, where people just want to get as many people as they can, even if they believe in the fake stuff, you know, to just rock with them so they can feel good, you know, but not actually get to that level like you talking about, you know. So you know, we asking right now, y'all, what are some things a person can do to not feel like they have to fake it until you make it? It goes right back to that thing, accountability, that word accountability. If I just hold myself accountable, then I'm not faking
First
at all, you know, because I'm admitting that I need improvement. I'm admitting that I need to be a better version of myself. I'm admitting that I can do wrong, that I don't know everything. I'm admitting that there's room for growth for me. I'm admitting that if I fake it, there's a chance that I might get exposed. I might get, you know, because somebody may notice, oh, you being fake. So I don't have to, so by embracing all of those things, I don't have to worry about that. I don't have to have that feeling. I can do the work. I can dig down. I can learn more. I can, like the guy said, I can wake up every day, be thankful for the sun, which we always do. All right, because that ain't guaranteed. People die and they sleep all the time.
Every day.
Okay. And they say they was super healthy. Okay. But understanding that, it's like, okay, now being a better version of myself than I was yesterday. I would need to have to take some accountability for some things that I did yesterday. I would need to self-reflect on some things I did yesterday, to examine myself, to find out if, hey, could I have done something different to possibly garner a more positive result, or a better result, a more beneficial result, something less negative, however people want to word it, that I could feel better about myself. I could feel better about people I care about. I could feel better about my community, because it starts with you first, So that's what I think people can do to not feel like they have to fake it until they make it. Y'all let us know what y'all think.
Yo,
In
God.
the chat or the comment section.
I said be the best version of yourself, and you said accountability. I think everybody just gonna keep on lying.
Yeah, welcome to hell. Welcome to hell, God. Yeah,
because it seems easy to me, man. Like it just seems so regular, right?
yeah.
Like I
Yeah,
don't want to
they
be
call
above.
themselves demons now. They value being.
They value
They,
being demon time.
yeah,
Okay?
they value being,
yeah.
unrighteous.
Yeah.
They value that. They value being non-righteous. So everybody think righteousness stayed in the church. And even when Jesus story, even when it come to the whole Christianity thing, Jesus was never even in the church.
Set the Ted up.
So, I mean, and that's who the church follow is Jesus. In Jesus' name we pray. Amen. Right. So he wasn't even in the church, but he was righteous and just, So from what Jesus represents. So I'm just like, you don't have to be Jesus, but you can try and be, a better version of yourself. Because can't nobody be perfect, right? But we don't have to not try, And that's the thing, to get rich or die trying. People have a problem without that. But how about be righteous or die trying? Nobody never talked like that. So y'all let us know, what are some things a person can do to not feel like they have to fake it until they make it. Like it's crazy out here. Man, we want to know in the comment section. We want to know what y'all think. All right. And also, y'all, please smash that like button, subscribe to the channel. And don't forget, y'all, we got merch too. Y'all can go check out all the merch. We got sites, we got sales going on. Go check it out. All right. And also leave us a comment, y'all. Let us know what you think are some things a person can do to not feel like they have to fake it until they make it. Unless you a fake person and you cool with faking it until you make it. Let us know why that's the second question. Number 2, is there ever a time that fake it until you make it is necessary? You might think yes. You might just be a fake ass person, So you think that being fake is cool all the time, You might some people may have we wear the mask twisted, or what do we call it? What is it? What is it, God? What's the? We did a show on it. I can't,
The code switching.
Code switching.
Yeah.
Thank you. They may got that. They may think that's faking it till you make it. I don't think code switching is faking until you make it. I think code switching is adapting to your environment so you can survive in that environment. And wearing a mask, y'all got to go get that W.E.B. Du Bois. You don't know what I'm talking about? Google it. I'm sure it's an ebook. You can probably read it for free. All right. Get up on some culture.
Get your local library app. You'd be surprised what you can read for free.
Straight like that. And with that said, we're going to jump into tonight's Flavor Bombs.
The Flavor Bombs, presented to you by DBCHEFTV.
So, first Flavor Bomb we got tonight, y'all, is a teenage couple kills 5. It's supposed to be a family of 5. Kills 5 family members after posting a hit list. It's a very, very tragic story. We're going to go and check that out. Then we're going to head to the A-Town, shouty. And we got a Waffle House cook who goes viral for his Waffle House rap. Yeah, he put together a little Waffle House thing. And it kind of go hard, though. He jamming. We're going to check that out. And then third, we got millions of Americans are paying for groceries using credit cards. We know right now they don't say we in a recession, but it definitely feels recessionary for a lot of people. So we're going to jump into that and check that out. And real quick before we get into that, shout out to Dr. Mo Lamb in the building. Peace, power, and profit.
Hey.
Thank you for pulling up. And yeah, let's go ahead and jump into these Flavor Bombs.
2 teenagers are charged with killing 5 members of an East St. Louis family. One will be tried as an adult, and tonight, the husband of a survivor speaks about the family shattered by gunfire. The 16-year-old boy is accused of killing the family of his teen girlfriend. Among the charges today, the dismemberment of a body. Thanks for joining us at 6. I'm Mike Bush.
And I'm Kelly Jackson. The second suspect, a 15-year-old girl, is also looking at first-degree murder charges in the execution of 5 family members and shooting of 2 others. 5 Minute Side's Melanie Johnson is live at the St. Clair County Courthouse in Belleville.
Yeah, 7 shot and 5 killed, including.
This is very tragic, guys. We're gonna go through this. We got some time. 17 and 16, 17 and 15, 17 and 15.
That's terrible, God.
17 and 15, 5 beautiful black human beings, innocently life taken. It's what God wanted because it happened. Very sad. And man, I'm just like, what why would you, why I'm trying to wrap my brain around, like, when I was that age, the young lady who I was just talking about, who was like the first like real girlfriend in high school, right? Her mom didn't like me.
Not right.
Yeah, her mom didn't like me.
My mother didn't like me either. I didn't care.
I mean, I popped the first impression of her meeting me was I lied about having a vehicle. You know what I mean? So like other than that, I'm just, I'm out with your daughter and everything. But like the first date that we go out on everything, we was chilling and hanging or whatever, but we wasn't like on no date, no real serious date. Like, we just kicking it at school and stuff like that. I lied. So wouldn't that be a bad impression? Like, man, you dating this little dirty little boy. He lying. He don't even got no car. Like, what his family got, what's going on? Those things go through your head, because I believe mothers want, you know, best for their daughters, just like they want for their sons. You know, any parent would, you know, would want. So to see something like this with, you know, where we talking about, and this is just the beginning, we didn't get all the way through the story yet, but to see something like this where just out the gate, we see two young puppy love. You know, nothing says that they'll be together for the rest of their life, you know, and definitely they won't now because they're going to prison. Okay.
Probably for the rest of their life.
Probably for the rest of their lives, right? But it's just like, why? You know, how does it get there? How does it get to this? With a whole family, but because, you know, even if you have some family members that's like, I don't like dude, I don't like her. You know, I've dated a young lady that my family ain't like. You know, I've been a person dating somebody who I know, I just said that's to pop that off early, like 15. You know, I'm 15. But never was it the case where somebody needed to die behind it. You know, never was it a cross in a thought in my mind. Never did it cross my mind to say anything, even like, oh, I'm gonna smack her mom. If her mother ever get disrespectful, I'm gonna smack the taste out her mom's. Like, you know, like never. Never. You know, not
the cheek. Love you, Ma.
Yeah, you know, just maybe like I'm gonna try to do everything to try to get her to like me, to convince her that, you know what I'm saying, that like I'm not what you think that is, you know, like, yeah, I messed up, but I only lied because I really like your daughter. You know, if I ever had the chance to say that, I never got the chance to say that, you know, but that would have been the words that came out my mouth in hindsight, you know. Because it wouldn't have been a lie at that specific time. We dated for a few years till she went to college, at least. So, you know, it saddens me that it's just like that. There's something like this where we have this gang violence, we have all these different things going on, and then we see something like this with two young people that don't even have their lives, don't even know what they're going to do with their lives, are so confused about everything. So I don't know if it's mental health. I don't know what it is, where it's just like where they thought that this was cool. But they thought that this was a solution. It's no way that they didn't think past after they did this.
Because they children. Children think about right now. They think about
and see, God, I know they children, but I want to say that that's the immature mind.
That's what I mean.
No doubt. Let's finish this out.
A 74-year-old grandmother who was the matriarch of her family. For the first time, the family is revealing the motive of this shooting, saying that these two teenagers wanted to be together no matter the cost.
There was a list on Instagram that her and the boyfriend made. So we were aware, we just didn't know when.
Almost killed by their own family. Lemarian Smiley tells me from the hospital where he is visiting his loved ones who made it out alive.
They took them to Jones Park and they fired off in the vehicle, hitting my wife 4 times, killing Quentin and Shania Thompson, and shooting my auntie in the face.
On Tuesday, prosecutors charging 16-year-old Jamir Davis with 12 felonies, including the attempted murder of his girlfriend's mother and cousin, Tiffany Thompson and Santasha Scott.
She stood over my wife trying to kill her, but they had no more bullets.
The two shot in Jones Park along with the 15-year-old suspect's brother and sister, 21-year-old Quentin and 25-year-old Shania Thompson, both executed in the East St. Louis Park Sunday.
It's all because y'all wanted to be together. So they wanted to eliminate everybody that had a problem with the situation.
3 more family members killed on this crime spree across 2 more locations on 39th and Summit and in the Samuel Gompers homes. The teen's 74-year-old grandmother, Aunt Cherie, and cousin 20-year-old Devin May.
We just want to have a little moment of silence, man. Say rest in peace to all of these beautiful people that lost their lives so senselessly, you know. And this is why we talking about why, like, we need that repair, you know.
That's what I'm saying, God. Like, because you know, we talk mental health so much, and it become a buzzword, right? And we don't actually ingest the impacts of the effects of what mental health is actually doing, right? And because we run from accountability, we run from repair, these things are allowed to happen, right? And these thought processes are allowed to exist and persist, right? It's it's disgusting, man. You know, rest in power to those people, man. And that's horrible, God.
Absolutely. Love and condolences to the victims. And 16-year-old and a 15-year-old, man. We praying for everybody in this situation because they lost their lives and from their decision, their choices. And this is a family that suffered a great loss, man. This is horrible.
Shooting.
If you walk into the Waffle House on Roswell Road in Sandy Springs, hungry fans expect dinner and a show.
We're not in the food business. We're in the people business. Our focus is to make sure the customers are happy.
Y'all check out Rockstar Riley, my man Rockstar Riley on IG, on Instagram, on Facebook, wherever he at, man. Y'all Google Big Dog right here, man. Y'all Google him and and go support him, man. He got a nice little groove going on, man. Nice little jam going on for the Waffle House.
When they come through and when they leave. And I do that every day, all day.
Rockstar Riley, as his coworkers and regulars call him, has worked at Waffle House since he was 15 years old.
I tried calling everyone. I couldn't get a ride. And I knew no matter what, I wanted to get this job. I've been trying for 8 months already. So I got on my mom's bike. I put on some shorts and a t-shirt. I grabbed my little sister's pink iPod Nano. I put some songs on it for me to listen to, and I made that 5-mile bike ride. I've been rocking out Waffle House ever since.
Now, 20 years after he first walked into the kitchen, he's his name tag personified.
I wrote the first song last year, September. I wrote it, didn't record it until January this year. And I released it around February, March.
Riley's song Waffy Options has more than 1 million views on TikTok and hundreds of thousands of shares on Instagram.
I have Waffy Options, Pull Drop Mart, Power Hour.
His fans are helping his tracks go viral.
The man right there. You can rap.
Waffle House says music has always been a part of the customer experience. Riley's dream end up on its iconic jukebox so that his love for music and this Atlanta institution can be heard by customers at its more than 2,000 locations.
Please, everyone, keep going to Waffle House. Tell them how much you love the music, you love their food. Tell them you want to hear Waffy Options and all the other great Waffle House songs on the jukebox.
Music inspired by a timeless venue and an aspiring musician's dreams.
Yeah. What you think about that, guy?
I think that's fire.
That is fire, right?
I think that's dope. I think you know, I'm looking forward to seeing my man actually owning a Waffle House.
Definitely.
You know what I'm saying? You
Yeah.
know, making his own commercials for his own joint and benefiting the way that he's doing instead of like. No, I thought that whole thing was awesome.
Yeah.
Shout out to him.
Yep. Shout out to that brother, y'all. The link will be in the description if y'all want to go check that brother out so you can find out more. But Rockstar Riley is cooking at the Waffle House, man. And one thing that you said though, God, in the article when they were saying that like he's been there for 20 years, I just thought automatically about how, like, you know, how we invest our time into 20-year situations and they have more of a structure, you know, like pensions come with it, you know, benefits, things like that. And I was just like, man, like 20 years. And like you said, hopefully he'll be able to open up his own thing, because that's a long time to give. And I'm glad that this song is now adding to him. All that, adding to him, right?
Yeah.
That he's been putting into working at the Waffle House and just, you know, just getting that minimum wage for 20 years, you know, because that's all they do at Waffle House. And there ain't no knock to it. You know, that brother been productive. He ain't been out here in the streets doing nothing crazy. And now him making that song, now that goes to him.
Yeah.
You know, so now he be able to improve his quality of life and wherever it takes him. We want to see you do that, bro. We rocking with you for real. Rockstar Riley, man, salute to him.
And tonight we're asking what happens when your grocery bill becomes a monthly bill. The study shows more than 1 in 4 working age adults who use credit cards for groceries could not pay the balance in full or missed at least one payment. Many say in this economy, it feels like the only way they can feed their families.
It's tough. I actually have 5 kids and my wife together is 7. So we've felt that inflation pretty strong. But, you know, at the end of the day, it's something where, you know, you got to have a meal to get by. You got to have refreshments.
Price trackers like the one from USA Today show many everyday staples, bread, meat, produce, still cost much more than they did just a few months ago. And that's forcing shoppers to rethink what goes in their carts and what stays on the shelf.
So I feel like now it's easier to kind of just go out to eat instead of buying groceries because it's just going to cost just the same.
We're at a point where we can't even figure out if it's more expensive to stay home and eat or go out and eat for happy hour.
Now, I want to say something after that comment right there with the brother with the dashiki on. Shout out to the dashiki, man, looking real cultural. I ain't like that. I ain't like the fact that the brother said we can't figure it out. Because
lazy, huh?
Because that sounds lazy. You know,
sound like cat.
It sound like BS. You know, it sounds like 100% BS. You know, because you can take 1 week and do this. You can take 7 days. You know, whoever you know yourself. If you by yourself, you could take 7 days and you can go out to eat every single day, and then you can tally that up. And whatever you get at the end of that week, then you can say, okay, now let me go to the grocery store and see if I can spend this and eat all week. You know, or can I go to the grocery store? Can I plan a meal? And like you're saying, it's lazy because like I meal plan, God. You know what I'm saying? So I know what I'm going to eat on my. Now, let me say this. I don't always know what I'm going to eat. But when I go to the grocery store, I know what I'm going to have to be able to cook.
Correct.
If that makes sense.
Yeah.
You know, so you can do this. You know, I just think it's a matter of not being lazy. Like the you know,
things like that.
All right, so what's driving up the prices of groceries? Well, elevated inflation. This year, price increases have reaccelerated due to the Iran war. It's pushing consumer prices to their highest level in more than 3 years, according to the Urban Institute study. And incomes, well, they aren't keeping up with inflation. In fact, inflation numbers have outpaced wage growth. So many families are losing purchasing power.
Okay, so I want to just touch on this real quick, God, why they got these things up here. They say, what is driving grocery prices? They got inflation reaccelerated this year. That's true, but inflation happens every single year. Okay. Prices always go up. Grandmama and granddaddy didn't pay the same amount for some shoes, some bread, some flour, fuel as we pay for it today. So if you think that your kids won't pay more than what you paying for it today when they get your age, then you're foolish. Okay. You don't know how it works.
That's correct.
Okay. So then we got the Iran war is pushing prices higher. Then and what that is it's not prices, it is energy and it's oil. Okay. And oil and petroleum, runs the planet. Okay. So because it costs more for people to manufacture things, then they have to put those prices, they have to make that money on the back end. On the back end is us. It's us going to go buy stuff. Okay. So that's the reason why you see prices for the things that you buy going up, where they talk about at a accelerated rate. All right. Without the war, you still would have inflation. We just wouldn't have as much. Okay. It wouldn't be where you go and something is 50 cents higher this week, and then in 3 months it's another 50 cents higher. So it's just happening faster. All right, because of that. So understanding that is the oil is higher. So oil and energy costs cause everything else. They got to get it to the store. They got to make it. They got to pay more people more, because people got to spend more money to go to work and everything. It's all a cycle, y'all. It's not just one thing. It's not just you change one thing and it's going to affect everything else. Okay. But you can stop the war, open up the Straits of Hormuz, and we will see inflation be not so aggressive. Then we got prices at the highest level in 3 years. Yeah, ever since the pandemic, man, everything just been going crazy. Okay. Then we got inflation outpacing wage growth. Inflation has always outpaced wage growth through the history of time. Employers never say, oh, it's costing us more money to produce stuff, and we know that it's going to cost y'all more money to get to work, and it's going to cost employees more money to come to work. It's going to cost employees more money to buy stuff, to live and stuff like that. So let's pay them more. No. That's the reason why we've seen strikes, like in New York. I know the Long Island Railroad has struck. I know that they was on Mondami for the city workers to get different with the bus lines and the train lines and stuff. So this is why when you see stories like that, people are striking and asking for more money, because the inflation is moving faster than wage growth, and that's how it's always been. Okay. So that helps you see that, and it'll always be like that unless something changes. Okay. Then we got families are losing purchasing power. Real talk, y'all need to go check out Bowls on the Table and check out the episode Gold and Silver. Okay. Where it says families are losing purchasing power is because we don't know the difference between money and currency. Okay. And we are always losing purchasing power, especially if you save in dollars. But you got to check out Bowls on the Table. Matter of fact, we got a new episode coming tomorrow, y'all. Go ahead, like and subscribe over there. It's going to be right here. DBCHEFTV, Bowls on the Table, all that. Let's get back to the topic. Smash that like button.
Consumer experts say there are ways to stretch your grocery budget, but it may take more planning than it ever has before.
Don't rely on just one store. Mixing trips between discount chains and traditional supermarkets, or buying some items in bulk while picking up specialty items elsewhere.
Financial experts warn letting groceries sit on a credit card month after month means paying interest on food that was already expensive. It can turn a temporary fix into a long-term debt.
It definitely can turn a temporary fix into a long-term debt. What you got on that, guy?
1016, 160, self-sustainability. Go to bksoulfarm.com and cop you your copy and resolve this for yourself, right? Like, be honest with yourself and say, because they already telling you, they're telling you to go to a bunch of different stores to make smart purchases, right? And I'm saying, if you're gonna take time anyway, put a seed in the soil and water it and let it do what it do, right? Let them seeds grow and make more plants, and just let it keep on going and going and going, and get in the habit of sustaining yourself and maintaining your own sustenance, right? Because it is possible, right? Like, you can, you got to make adjustments anyway, right? So if you got to make adjustments anyway, you might want to adjust in your favor, right? Adjust to what you can do, right? Versus what you need from somebody else, right? Because that's dangerous. So that's what I'm saying. Go copy the book and make your life a little easier.
Link is in the description. So y'all ain't got no excuse. Absolutely.
You've just been flavor bombed, and now back to our show.
Yep, y'all. Please smash that like button. Also subscribe to the channel. Hit the notification bell so when we go live, you never miss an episode of Cigar Sundays Live. Tonight, we are smoking on Fake It Until You Make It. And we are on our fifth and final, last but never least question. Is the saying fake it till you make it bad, good, or misunderstood? The God Ali Dawood El at BK Soul Farm.
All right. I'm gonna start by saying it's misunderstood first, because that's the clear obvious, right? And I'm gonna say it's misunderstood because they say things like the obvious, like it sounds like semantics. People have to finagle and and know the difference between being practicing and lying, right? They just gotta be honest. And what one of the guys said, there's no way for anybody to know if you're courageous or not, because it all look the same. If you're faking it, or if you really are.
The confidence, yeah.
The confidence, right?
Posturing. Swelling up.
You know what I'm saying?
You ain't gonna do nothing.
I would also say it's misunderstood because even though there's no official definition for it, the Google definition was tricky, so tricky that all of the videos that you played contradicted it, because they all said we had to do something different. While saying firstly that if you're using it as practice to make you a better baseball player, so to speak, then that's okay. But if you're not doing that, then you're lying. I think that makes it confusing. I also tend to, I'm kind of tending to lean in to say it's actually bad, because you can't fake something that you want to do and still be able to do it, right? Because unless you're just incredibly lucky and just happen to fall into success,
you still had to show up.
I'm just saying, right?
Yeah, you still had to play the number, even if you still had to put a token in the slot machine.
Yeah, right.
You still went to the casino. You still put your clothes on and went there and said, "I'm gonna go," and had some
You still said I'm gonna go
You
gamble.
wasn't faking. You're right. You wasn't faking.
I'm
Yeah.
going to go gamble, and you hit. Yeah, God, that's right. So yeah, I think it's bad. You know, I think it's misunderstood and bad.
Misunderstood and bad.
Yeah, be real. Don't act real. Right.
Be real. Don't act real. Be real. Right. Definitely, God. I'm definitely going with the bad. I'm just going bad, you know. Because the thing that we read that you have pointed out with the Google definition, you know, where we got, it's not a substitute for integrity, you know, and deceiving people, you know, it's just not a cool thing. You know, it lacks integrity, it lacks accountability, it lacks courage to accept responsibility. You know, it shows that you have a mindset of saying like, I fear if people gonna know that I'm wrong, that I've done wrong, or I'm not really this, or I'm not, you know, I'm exposed, you know. So
human now.
Right, like everybody have flaws, you know. But yeah, I just, you know, in my opinion, you know, I think it's bad. I just think faking it until you make it, like, it's all gonna end bad. You know, you gotta lie, you gotta deceive, you have to, you know, try to be something that you're not. You have to try to force yourself to believe something that is not true, you know. And I don't think that you can do that with confidence either.
Nah.
You know, because when you exemplify the confidence, you doing it, you know. And if you doing scandalous stuff, then you confident in doing that scandalous stuff. If you doing sneaky stuff, then you got confidence in being sneaky, you got confidence in being fake, you got confidence in lying, you know, hoping that other people will believe you to go along with your story, you know. So I think that whole narrative, it just lacks integrity. You know, there is no truth, there is no honesty. Some of the words that we, you know, talked about earlier, to that. And when you do that, you know, like you may allow others, you may hurt other people. You know, you may get somebody else hurt because you're selfishly just thinking about how you might gain, you know. And yeah, I ain't rocking with faking it till you make it, man. We don't do no faking over here. You know, it goes against your word being your bond. Even though we know people don't value their word in these modern days at all. Like, you know, politicians lie like it's part of the job description. How well do you lie? You know, so we definitely not looking for it from other people, but we encourage everybody, like the guy Ali Dawu El always says, to be a better version of themselves, you know, each and every day that we wake up. So the Cigarden Panel, Chef Earl Pearl, DBCHEFTV, Bad, the God Ali Dawu El, BK Soul Farm, Bad and Misunderstood. We would like to know what you think in the comment section. All right. Is the saying faking until you make it bad, good, or misunderstood? Let us know. We would like to hear from you. We had 5 questions tonight, y'all. What do you think of when you hear the saying faking until you make it? Number 2, is there ever a time that faking until you make it is necessary? Yes or no, and why? Number 3, how do social norms, social media, music, and movies influence faking it until you make it? Number 4, what are some things a person can do to not feel like they have to fake it until they make it? And 5th and final, last but never least, is the saying faking until you make it bad, good, or misunderstood? We want to know what you think about faking until you make it. Let us know. Please let us know, y'all. Make sure to like and share the content. Subscribe to the channel, hit the notification bell so when we go live, you never miss an episode of Cigar Sundays Live. We want to shout out everybody in the building. Lovely ATV for pulling up. What's up, Bug? We want to shout out our winner, our $100 contest winner, Moland PS, Peace, Power, and Profit. Thank you for pulling up. And what we want you to do is we want you to don't forget to send your information to Chef Pearl at DBCHEFTV so we can get you paid. We can get you your $100. Shout out to Born Ready 718. He says thanks. We say thank you for pulling up and rocking out with us. And he also says send me the link to both of y'all merch so I can support. Peace to the gods. Peace, God. The link is in the description. But since you act like you know somebody up here personally, then we're gonna make sure that we get those links to you so you can support, because we rocking with that. And we want everybody who tuned in to have a peaceful, positive, and productive start to your week. Remember, y'all, we are not the gurus. All right. If you like something from the smoke, pick it up, have a smoke. If not, leave some in the ashtray for somebody else to come along and pick it up. And, hopefully you got something out of this. Let us know in the chat or in the comment section below. And we'll see y'all next Sunday right here, 8 p.m. East Coast time, Cigar Sundays Live. Chef Earl Pearl at DBCHEFTV and the God Ali Dawood at BK Soul Farm. And we are the Cigarden Panel. Peace, God.
Peace, God.
This whole publication is all about going from nowhere to somewhere, right? Being able to stand on something so that you can travel in peace, right? So bksoulfarm.com, 1016 160 self-sustainability. Jump on the list and get yourself together, right? Because it is irresponsible to not even know what responsibility means. So get yourself together, food, clothing, and shelter, protection of that, support your interests, and live.
Love ain't always easy, and we won't stop until we get it right. So bring that ass to the Love Speak podcast. Subscribe today and let your love speak at TLS Podcast. The Love Speak, now streaming on YouTube. If it's Friday night and you don't have a date, then brunch with the fellas is your spot, so don't be late. We go up at 9 p.m. with the trending topic news. Smash the like, comment, subscribe, and share the content. Don't be rude at Brunch Fellas, now streaming on YouTube. You are the key to your financial freedom, so unlock your inner wealth with financial fundamentals at Bows on the Table. Subscribe today and never miss a meal at Bows Podcast. Bows on the Table, now streaming on YouTube. At the Veteran Kettle Podcast, we thank you for your service, support, and sacrifice to our country. Listen to real stories of adversity and triumph as we give our best to honor our vets. Subscribe today and watch episodes now streaming on YouTube at TVK Podcast, The Veteran Kettle. Sign up for the newsletter and shop merch and clothing at DBCHEFTV.com.